All right, video, check. Desktop, check. Coffee, check. Water, check. Cat, check. Mic, check. Fun, double check. This is a Daijobu Kuma production. My name is David Ep Morgan, and this is being done in LibreOffice Impress, which, by the way, is an awesome free office suite. You should check it out when you get the chance. This is going to be the first of 4 videos on repetition, rhythm, order, and harmony. And this video is going to be on repetition. Repetition means exactly that, repeated. We take common design elements and repeat them in a sequence or pattern. For example, control copy, control paste, and then we shift this over, and we've created a slightly more complex pattern. But it's all the same. A little variation would help. So we can take it like that, for example, and give it a sort of almost wave form, or we can instead rotate it, one moment here, like so. And we've created a much more interesting pattern to work with now. The big advantage of creating patterns like this is the mind looks for patterns to better comprehend. Patterns make it more comfortable for the viewer. The result is that if we add additional design elements, they stand out more, like this dot, for example. Put this here. Put another one here. You go right there. Then, like so. And you can see how we have the contrast of the colors and the circles as well against the pattern here. Or we can rearrange it to make something just as interesting, like this. The strongest part about this is we're using very simple design elements to make effective design by using repetition. Now, we can use repetition in a couple of ways. Here are 2 examples. One is asymmetry, the other is symmetry. Let's start with this. We just have a set of blocks. We're going to copy and then paste. Bring these down. We've created a bordered area, and so the stuff in the middle apparently is important. Now, what we can do to make this more visually appealing, because we've just got the 2 lines here, is we can add a slightly discordant element. Select that one, change that to its color opposite green. Another way we could make it more distinctive is, for example, to change the size. But right now, let's just work with color. Now, at this point, with it like this, we have an asymmetrical arrangement. Anything that would be in this area is going to be more important. It'll catch the eye right away. But for the purpose of making it easier to view, we need to introduce a counterbalancing element, just like this, so we mirror it and we create something that is more symmetrical. But because we're taking advantage of this symmetry, there is still a visual tension between these 2 blocks, as you can see here. Now, another way that we can use this same kind of repetition is we can take the order of the blocks. Let's move this down just a little bit here. And we'll move this one up here. So we've got the smooth repetition of the 2 lines. And I've already demonstrated how if we add an element like so, it tends to stand out more because of the order or the pattern. However, with it arranged like this now, it's out of balance. Give me a moment here. So it looks, to my eye at least, like it's going to do this. So what we need to do is to balance it out. But if we add a second item like this, it's going to make it too rhythmic or too repetitive. Instead, we can balance it out using symmetry with this element here. Let's see, let's adjust that a little bit further. We've got this white space over here. We need to match that more over here. So move that over there. So now we have a much more balanced composition, but still asymmetrical, taking advantage of the repetition that borders it. Now, repetition can also occur even without seeming order. We still have a pattern here. For example, these dots, let's just copy these for a moment and move them over here. You can see that the dots are all the same size and color. So by scattering those dots of the same size and color through here, we have a pattern, still a pattern that the mind can pick out, of the dots of that color. The same is true for these green ones here, the lighter green. So then, even if we add another element of the red, we still are working with a form of a pattern or so because of the repetition of those dots, despite the seeming chaos. A big advantage of this, then, is that we can introduce a more orderly element that will immediately stand out, but we still have the rhythm of the repetition, the repetitious background behind it. This is just to give you a taste of what can be done using repetition in combination with other elements of design. I'd like to thank you for watching this. The next video will be on rhythm.